Good morning, sir. My name is Shafiqah bint Ali Sabri, and our group going to present about how data be stored in RAM using memory simulation. For the introduction part, scope of the project. As instructed in the project guideline, we should choose one of the projects listed by the lecturer to run the experiment or simulation and analyze the results to come out with a project report and video presentation by week 13. In order to fulfill the requirement needed in this project, our group decided to choose project number 16, which is memory as our topic and RAM as our subtopic by using memory simulation. For the background, memory or machine architecture that is really intuitive and easy is a machine architecture and assembly language served only for educational purpose from the essential of computer organization and architecture. In addition, the publisher provides a set of simulator program for the machine written in Java. Mary.js is a JavaScript version implementation of Mary. It is aimed to be faithful to the original Java program as it can, while improving on features to make concept more intuitive and easier to understand. Back to our project intention, we need to come up with a high rate of accuracy of the data being transferred from the input to the destination without fail, and Mary is the perfect simulator that we are going to use for this project. Another definition is RAM or random access memory. It's the memory cell that can be accessed for information transferred from any desired random location. That is, the process of locating a word in memory is the same and require an equal amount of time no matter where the cells are located physically in memory. Communication between a memory and its environment is achieved through data input and output line, address, selection line, and control line that specify the direction of transfer.
Hello everyone, my name is Nur Natasha binti Muhammad Fadili and my metric number is AE180029. So I'm going to present about analysis of literature of our study. So our study is basically to know how RAM can be stored in a computer, but since in reality we cannot see the process throughout in the environment, so we use a Mari simulator to see the process. So the simulator is called as Mari, which is machine architecture that is really intuitive and easy. It's actually a graphical learning environment that didactically presents the operation of the architecture. A hypothetical machine. In this environment, we are able to create and edit program in assembly language. So Mari simulator will help us to see the process through our study.
Very good day to my lecturer, Dr. Chu Chang Chun. So, my name is Ahmad Amir Fahmi bin Ahmad Munawar and my matrix number is AE180109. So, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share the coding for how we're gonna display the hello world words in the PC and how the assembly code works. So what we have here is the assembly code that our group made. So here is the code store index, which mean the store the string base plus index into the AC, and then we have while load string base, which mean load string base into the AC, and we add the index to string base, then we store the string base plus address into the AC, and then we load string base into the AC. Then we have skip con 400, which means skip if address is equal to 0 or null character, and then we jump to do, and then we jump to end, and then go to the next process is do output, which means output value at the address. So then we load the index. So load the index into the AC, and then increment iterator by 1. It's not iterator, it means by index by 1, and store AC in index, and jump to while, and end what is how is to terminate the program. And here is basically the assembly code for each character for H, E, L, L, O, and hello world. Here is the character decimal 72, decimal 196, 69, 76, 76, 79, and so on. So actually this program works very fast, very fast. So we need to see clearly. So let's try to run this program and see how it works, how the every character displayed. So without wasting time, let's get started. Okay. Basically the program, the coding started from top to bottom. So now we can see H appeared, and then going E appeared now, and the process keep repeating until until hello world, the last character, which is D. Hello. So we can adjust the delay time here. When we set the delay in 1 millisecond and become very slow. So here is how the assembly code works. And then this is very good for us, so because we can know how the assembly word works. Before this, we only learn the how to display the hello world in C++, but this time is quite different because and the simulation also we not familiar with the simulation, so we are able to find and learn something new from Mary simulation. So that's it from me. So hopefully can help us more to understand how the assembly code works and how the data from hello world is stored in the assembly code. So thank you so much. See you.
The discussion part, there is nothing fancy or special about our coding. We still use common commands that we usually use to make a program, such as clear, store, while, load, do, and so on. But I want to highlight this part on our coding, which is how we locate the memory, which is this hello world alphabets into its memory address. So this is what we got after we run the program, which is the hello world words. It displays this as output because we set it on here in our coding. So this is what we got.
After finishing some study or any experiment, it must have some recommendation or suggestion to improve in future. So one of the recommendation related to our study is to always relate the theory in the abstract world and practice in the real world in the computer architecture discipline. In other words, we have to really understand the purpose of study very well before starting the studying, so we will not lose anything important regarding the study. We will also validate the use of simulator and the understanding of other related discipline. So those recommendations and suggestions may help our study in future as it become a reminder to us.
What we can conclude about our project is we learn how RAMs actually work and understand more of it. Thanks to Mary compiler that helped us simulate the RAM, because we can see the step-by-steps that we put in our coding. I know it's kinda unfamiliar to use Mary language, but we managed to do it and get the results. Talking about results, I think we can conclude that our project is successful because we obtain what we expected to obtain from the proposal. Since we can call our program as a so-called RAM simulator, there are a lot of RAM simulators out there on the internet that we can try on that use the same concept like our programs, that we can see how RAMs actually works and how the data stores into the memory.
In my opinion, the trend that can be related to our project is the size of the RAM. A computer with a minimum RAM of 8 GB will not have a great difficulty running several programs and applications at once. RAM that's too low to manage our computer will cause so many trouble and problem. So, for example, if we are a gamer, uh, we want to have a big RAM, because if we are running a single program, for example, a game, the mouse movement, graphic, sound, and many other is considered. Therefore, at a higher capacity, there is a greater fluidity and an even better sense of control. So that's all for me. Thank you.
For question number 3, I believe that this project can support the development sustainable for especially for education purpose, that we can use it for mathematical use to solve the most of the theoretical question that are really hard for student, but we can just do the coding and just input the input, just add the input, and we can get the solution more faster.
For question number 4 is to explain the current trend of computer architecture for sustainable development. So at present, the contribution of renewable energy is not high to meet the primary energy and electricity supplies. An appropriate cost reduction to increase of the renewable energy industry and technology improvement are firstly related to government policy precision. So, for the sustainable development of any country, renewable energy sources should be provided due to depleting fossil fuel level, climbing fossil fuel prices across the world, and reducing environment impact. In order to meet the future energy challenges, major types of renewable energy sources which have huge potential are solar, wind, hydro, and biomass. To have sustainable energy supply, there are several requirements such as climate compatibility and sparing use of resources.